In today's session of Visual JForex, I will be demonstrating to you the use of indicator block named Murray's channel. This indicator is more or less like the pivot point where we use the horizontal levels drawn using the mathematical formulas to figure out the resistance and support levels. So this channel is also based on the similar concept. Of course, the formula differs for each indicator. So we will see how to use this indicator block. Here we don't really have its description, but as you can see, it has almost 13 levels for outputs, and we have to see which are the most important ones, and then using that combination we will devise if there are any possible profitable patterns which we can use to design and develop our automated setup. This indicator block is included under the other classification of all these indicators. So far we have seen till mid price. Today it's the turn of Murray's channel. So here it is. For today's session we will use the trade event as our start point to initialize the setup. Now coming to the indicator block, we have to define the 6 input parameters, and depending on the input parameters we will have the 13 output parameters. So far all the indicators we have seen have at the max provided 3 or 4 output values, but this is one such indicators where we are getting plenty of output values. But for us we will mostly be using the 3 output values, and I will explain to you on the chart also how those values can provide us valuable information when to go short, when to sit on the sidelines, or when to go long for the trading opportunities. Now first thing first, we have to define the input instrument. On whichever instrument you want to work, you can use that instrument provided it is supported on this Visual JForex platform, and here all these instruments are listed, so you can choose any of these the instrument. Today we will be working with the GBP/USD as our instrument of choice. Then comes the question of defining the candlesticks time period, whether you want to trade on the lower time horizon or on the longer time horizon. You have to choose the candlestick periods accordingly, and also that goes on to influence the indicator's output. So you have to be careful on the time frame you are going to choose, and I think it derives from the fact that it is going to be dependent on your trading horizon. If you want to trade on the shorter time horizon with the scalping approach, then the lower time frames like 15 minutes, 10 minutes, or even maybe half an hour should do the job. If you want to go for the longer time horizon, then the time frames like hourly or 4 hourly will be better suited for the purpose. So this is the 4 hourly chart. I will change it to GBP/USD. This is the GBP/USD's 4 hourly chart now, and the Murray's channel has been drawn on it. This is the default setup, the default values where the shift is at the 0, and N period, that is the number of candlesticks being taken into consideration for calculation of the Murray's channel, have been defined at 90. So here also you will see the same configuration 90, and the step back is 0. Now I will explain to you the use of step back also. So here see, if we change this step back value, then as you change it we get to choose the number of candles which are being taken into consideration for the calculation, and it simply shifts the calculation of the Murray's channel, once one candlestick at a time to the right. So as I am stepping back by say now the 10 time periods, the value has moved rightwards, and if we again increase the value, you can see that it is shifting the channel rightwards. Now as I'm reducing it, it is shifting the channel leftwards. So this is basically the variable using which you can control the channel formation, and the values will be displayed accordingly. Now the one more input parameter which is of due importance is candle period. We are taking this channel formation as per the candle period defined on the chart, but you can customize it if you want the particular time period to be your candle period. Then all you have to do is edit it, and regardless of the time period for the chart, your formation for the Murray's channel will be derived from that time period only. So all we have to do is do the calculation from the custom data, and here you can define it. Suppose now the charting is on the 4 hour, but we want the uh, Murray's channel to be calculated on the hourly time frame, then we can do that. So this is how it is done, and you will have different values depending on how you are calculating the Murray's channel. So this is the channel formation for the 1 hourly time frame. As I change the time frame, we will see the channel also changes. So it is dependent to large extent on the time horizon of the each candlestick period. So this is how it is. Now let me restore it to 4 hours. Okay, so it is easier for us to understand. So this is the GBP USD's 4 hourly time formation. Now let us come to its utility. The utility of this formation of Murray's channel is fairly simple. We mostly, even as per its author, the three levels are considered important, and first is the zeroth level of the 8 point formation. Here you can see, now I can't really use this cursor. As I move lower, it vanishes. So please pay heed to these chart numbers being displayed on the screen. You will have this 0 out of 8, 1 out of 8, 2 out of 8 till 8 out of 8 p, and these values are displayed there, and of these 0 out of 8 and 4 out of 8 and 8 out of 8, these three levels are of key importance. So this is the 8th out of 8, and then we go to the 4th out of 8, and the 0th out of 8 is not really visible here. The 4th out of 8 is considered as the central point, central line of this formation, which is likely to give you the idea on the underlying momentum, whether it is bullish or bearish. You can more or less consider it to be equivalent of the central pivot point of the pivot point series. So in Murray's channel, we consider 4 out of 8 line to be the central line, and the resistance is expected to be strongest at the 8th out of 8 line on the upper side, and the support is at the strongest at 0th out of 8 line. So whenever we see that price has now risen to the 8th out of 8 and it is consolidating there, then we can look for the short sell trade. And here for us also, the formation has proven us right, this assumption of this indicator right, that the strong resistance around the 8.8 is likely to push the price action lower, and that is what has happened precisely. Now the price has approached this middle point, the 4th out of 4th line, and we will see how it reacts to it. It is used as a marker anything above it is likely to carry the slight bullish undertone, and if the price action breaks below that, then it is expected that the bearish formation will continue, and we might even expect in due course of time the GBP USD to drop towards zeroth of its line. And as I said, zeroth of its line is considered as the strong support, and many a times the reversal is observed around those channels. So we use that as the entry point for the long trade, and 8th of 8 is generally used for the entry point for the short sale. So that's how this indicator is used mostly on the Visual JForex board. You have to define this parameter also. As I said, depending on your time horizon for the trade, you have to choose a particular time horizon, and then we have these all the 13 levels of outputs. You can use other output values also, and minor resistance is expected on the lines above fifth out of 8, and minor support is expected on the lines below fourth out of 8. So the lines starting from 0 to 4th are likely to provide the support, and the lines after the 5th to 8th, 8th out of 8 are expected to provide the resistance and shape the price action accordingly. I hope you have been able to understand the use of these channel formation, and you will be trying out the formation on your own on this Visual JForex platform. You can use these indicator outputs by simply taking any if block or any further calculation. All you have to do is take the mathematical calculation block, and you can define the conditions for the further trading. And here there is the if block. All you have to do, I am just providing the example here, and you do the comparison with any other parameter, and you define the conditions, and only if those conditions are met, the trading will happen, else no trade will be open. So that's how the system works, and you should give it a try and see if you are able to come up with the profitable setup using these channels. And of course, I will be waiting for the feedback, and you can leave the feedback on our channel. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for informative videos on how to use the Visual JForex platform, also on the financial market events and current driving force behind the moves in financial instruments. That's it for the day. Thank you all for joining in. Goodbye.